Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast that asks Triple H to bring us more 75-minute NXTs like that one. It's Lost in the Midcard. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is our last show before Christmas. Might be our last show of the year. I don't know. We'll discuss that behind the scenes, but we do have some marquees we got to get to too. But we will determine all of that between now and the end of the year, but we can guarantee you this is the last show before Christmas, because Christmas is just around the corner on Monday night. And thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, being able to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps on Android. What you got to do is just search for Lost in the Midcard, hit the subscribe button. If you've already done so, tell all your friends to do so as well, so you know every time a new episode comes your way, every Thursday, most Mondays after a WWE pay-per-view. You can also subscribe to us on the YouTube, and the links to all that are on our Facebook page. Go to the pinned post there at facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. Also, it's on our pinned tweet. If you go to @LITMC podcast, the subscription links are on our pinned tweet there. Plus, of course, we share a lot of great stuff from the wrestling world. There's a lot of great stuff to share, so make sure to give us a follow at LITMC Podcast as well. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers, as always, my co-host. He is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, Merry Christmas. How you doing? What's up?
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Doing well. You know, if we had more great episodes of NXT like that every Wednesday night, it would be a lot easier to get on here and record Wednesday nights. I'll tell you that right now. That was a hell of an episode, man. What
a surprise that the top of the hour struck and we're still going strong here, huh?
Yeah, well, I was kind of bummed when they're coming out the entrances at it was 8:40 something, and I'm just like, oh man, compared to their first two matches, this is going to be short, and that kind of sucks. And then 9 o'clock hits, and Morrow's like, we will be staying with this match through its entirety. I'm like, yes, give me all the goodness you can. And
it went to a quarter after, didn't it?
Yeah, it was freaking great. I loved it. Loved every minute of that match. It was so good. Those two, Dunn and Bate, create magic in that ring every time they face each other. And if you haven't seen those two work, you're really missing out on some amazing stuff. Honestly, I can't say enough good things about NXT tonight. All three matches, all three matches were great. And if there was a fourth match, I'm blanking on what it was. But the tag title match, Roderick Strong and Lars Sullivan, and the NXT, the UK Championship main event, they were all just awesome matches. And I just thought it was a great show. I really enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah, with they kicked off with the tag titles and then went into the number one contender match. And then went to the UK Championship. So you're right. There's only 3 matches in a 75-minute show, which was insane.
It was so good, though. It was so good.
I asked you this on Twitter just as I was getting set up for the show tonight. USA had NXT last week, which we talked about on our show a week ago. Is it a coincidence that a week after they aired on NXT, they gave us a 75-minute show? Do you think NXT on USA is coming and maybe the 90-minute NXT is coming too? Or or do you think
I don't know. I think we might be reading a little too much into that.
Just thought it was weird that.
What's also weird that from what I've heard, I still haven't got the chance to sit down and watch it yet. But I've been told that the NXT that aired on the network last week had stuff on it that wasn't on the USA Network.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
I think Ember Moon and Peyton Royce was on the network version, and apparently there was some like Street Profits segment that was on the network as well that didn't air on the USA Network.
Like a big vignette or something?
Yeah, so I'm like, that's weird.
Well, of course.
I still haven't gone back and looked at it yet, so...
And they had commercials, so...
Yeah, I found that to be very interesting.
There were obviously more commercial breaks than a normal NXT, so that there was probably... when it was all said and done, probably a 40-minute NXT, so that, add another match in, another promo segment, and that gets you to the regular NXT that we would see on the network. So
yeah, that makes sense. I was just surprised to hear that they weren't the identical shows, because WWE never went out of their way to clarify that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't even know.
Yeah, because
that the network version had content that the people that watched it on USA didn't get to see.
I obviously have a pulse with the news, writing wrestling news all week long, and that's the first I'd heard of that. So that is very interesting. Well, let's get to the big news of the week. There's a few major headlines we'll cover. Then we're going to talk briefly about Clash of Champions. We didn't record on Sunday after the pay-per-view, as you probably figured it out by now. So we'll talk about that briefly. Also cover the Final Battle, which happened Friday. So big weekend of wrestling to basically go out with a bang for the new as we head to the new year and get on that road to WrestleMania. As announced on Monday Night Raw, the big news of the week is that it is official. The Women's Royal Rumble will take place in Philadelphia. The winner is going to get a championship opportunity at WrestleMania 34. We'll kind of cover all the details of what happened and how it happened once we get to Raw. But Matt, obviously, big news, great news. This should be something to really look forward to, don't you think?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't you look forward to it?
Yeah. Off the top of my head, Matt, I'm gonna say Asuka wins the title at the Rumble and Sasha wins the Rumble, so we get our first ever Asuka-Sasha match at Mania. That's where I'm gonna go with it right now.
Do you think there's even going to be a women's title match at the Rumble? I don't know if there will be.
I think Asuka. Well, okay, if there's no women's title match at the Rumble, then Asuka has to win it, don't you think?
I don't know, dude. I've heard maybe Asuka. I've heard people suggesting Paige. I've even heard a bunch of people suggest Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Ronda's been
debut at the Royal Rumble and then challenge Charlotte for the title at WrestleMania. You know, who knows what we're gonna see? And I like that. You would ask me 3 months ago, I'd have been like, Asuka, duh. But now I feel like there's so many more moving parts to the women's division of WWE right now that they could do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing that they really don't have that benefit with the men right now, but I think they do with the women. I think there's a good chunk of that division that could win that Rumble, and we'd be like, yeah, I can buy that. I can see that they won that.
Yeah, and
it's a lot harder to say that with the men right now.
With Asuka being undefeated, you could just basically have Absolution gang up and throw her out, and that won't.
Yeah, it'd be just because she gets thrown out of a Rumble doesn't mean she lost a match.
Yeah, that won't hurt her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we still have 5 weeks till the Rumble. I'm still thinking Asuka and Bliss happens at the Rumble at this point.
Yeah, it might. It might. We don't know. It's certainly possible.
So if it does, my gut is Asuka and Sasha have never had a match ever, and so they have one at Mania. That's just my gut right now. But like you said, there's a lot of moving parts, so a lot of shit could happen. Also on Monday Night Raw, some unfortunate news. WWE has confirmed that Dean Ambrose has a tear in his tricep. He underwent surgery. Of course, he had to make the trip to the dastardly Birmingham, Alabama this week, and underwent a 40-minute surgery to repair a torn tricep. Dr. Jeffrey Dugas, who performed the surgery, said he tore basically 50% of the triceps tendon away from the bone. So they repaired that back down to the bone where it tore off. The surgery was very straightforward. Ambrose was in physical therapy this morning, discharged today, Wednesday the 20th. No timetable given for how long Ambrose could be out of action. But a torn tricep, it could very well, 4 to 6 months is definitely a not out of the realm time frame for a torn tricep. So at this point, Ambrose may miss WrestleMania, which is unfortunate. I still see people thinking this is a work, Matt. I don't know though.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not a work.
They're going through a lot of.
The injury is clearly questionable right now. But no, the injury is not a work. It's a legitimate injury. He had legitimate surgery. And hopefully it won't be as bad as they thought it was. I mean, we won't know for at least probably the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, and
so
I
have to wait. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I thought it was a work on Monday. Especially after the backstage segment, I'm like, okay, this is totally storyline work, and that's what I thought. But clearly, I was wrong. Clearly, they did it in a way to write him off television.
Yeah.
Which was smart the way they did it. But yeah, he's gonna be out for a while. I think he'll be. For some reason, I see him being back in time for Mania. Maybe returns the Raw the night after Mania or something like that. But I don't foresee. I don't foresee him being out for a huge period of time. When they say 4 to 6 months, I don't see the 6 end. I actually see close to 3.5.
Yeah,
is what I'm predicting. But only time will tell. I truly believe from what I've read, that the injury does not seem as severe as like a completely torn tricep.
Yeah. So
and the fact that might have lucked out.
And the fact that they haven't given a time frame yet, it is possible he could be back for Mania at this point too. So. The fact that they haven't given a time frame after surgery, that could be good news for Dean as well. Last week's NXT on USA did a very, very solid number.
Take that, Impact.
Yeah, about 4 times what Impact gets on a normal basis. And about a third of what Raw does, which is very interesting too.
Yeah, I think that's I thought that was very impressive for a 7 p.m. Wednesday night time slot. I thought they did a really good job.
Non prime time slot. Prime time usually starts at 8/7 Central, so USA was on at 7/6 Central, and still got 841,000 viewers. So very good. That's definitely probably eye-opening to both USA and Vince. It's like I wonder what USA normally does with like Modern Family or SVU or NCIS at 7/6 Central, So I bet it was eye-opening for USA and also eye-opening for Vince probably too, because he's like, yeah, pal. Mike Johnson, PW Insider, has announced that word is making the rounds at the Performance Center that NXT is going to get even better. 3 gentlemen in particular are set to join the class that's going to be signed next month at NXT. First off, former IWGP Tag Champions, former Ring of Honor Tag Champions, a pair of guys we were definitely hoping would be in the WWE someday, and it sounds like it is true. War Machine is on their way. Word is at the Philadelphia television tapings they did right after Final Battle that they did a kind of a farewell. They've got a match, a gauntlet match for the 6-man never openweight championships at Wrestle Kingdom, and then from there, it sounds like they're going to be heading to the WWE. And also, next month, finally, the hourglass has emptied out on Lucha Underground as Ricochet is on his way to NXT next month as well. And also, a very prominent female independent talent, but no names there. Matt, any idea on the female talent that Mike was alluding to?
No, dude, it's all speculation at this point. I honestly don't have a clue.
What do you think about the three guys that are coming in, man? That's a hell of an addition, isn't it?
I've been campaigning for War Machine to come to WWE for as long as we've been doing this show.
Yeah.
So I'm extrememely excited to see War Machine against just about everybody on the NXT and WWE rosters.
Sanity, AOP, Bludgeon Brothers. I mean, there's a whole list.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. I'm super happy to see War Machine there, and they're big guys that can work. Clearly, Vince will like them.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, when he brings them up, like there's no downside to them being there. I think there should be really great things in War Machine's future going to WWE next year. I think it's great, and we all know what Ricochet brings to the table.
Yeah.
I don't need to trumpet Ricochet and what he's all about. He's gonna kill it.
Another long list of wish list matches we'd like to see: Aleister Black, Adam Cole, Drew McIntyre, on and on. God, that female talent. There's only one name that's popping.
It could be anybody, dude. There's
I
so
know.
many people it could be.
Very prominent. It makes me wonder if Taryn Terrell's coming back. But,
it could be her. It could be Candice LeRae. It could be Tessa Blanchard. It could be WWE's trying to sign away one of the women that Ring of Honor want to run for their tournament, because it's pretty well known fact that ROH doesn't sign a lot of their women to actual contracts.
Yeah.
So maybe WWE is going to try to sign one of them away before ROH could put a title on them.
Could be Laurel Van Ness.
It very well could be Laurel Van Ness, based on what we've heard as of late, who
Funny
requested her release from Impact after being handed the championship.
How great is that?
How do you feel as a company? We put the title on you later on that night. You tell the officials backstage that you want your release. If that doesn't tell you how your company's doing right now, I don't know what will.
And of course,
I really don't.
And her boyfriend's on the roster. Woo woo woo.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's like I said, there's so many different people this could be. It's really wide open. You know, it could be Toni Storm. You know, it could be Piper Niven. You know, it could be any of them. You know, there's so many talented women out there right now that, you know, when you word it like Mike worded it, like it seriously could be anybody.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I'm excited to see who it is.
And Ring of Honor
clearly Mike's being careful about it because Mike doesn't want to screw their signing. Because sometimes if you report it too soon, WWE has this thing about, well, how did they find out? Maybe it was the talent that leaked it. We don't want them in our company.
Yeah.
You know, so Mike, when he reports stuff like this, waits until, you know, it's pretty much a done deal that he can't hurt, like the talent that's going in. So to me, it says, while Ricochet and War Machine have probably already signed on the dotted line, this talent has not.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to wait it out a little bit longer to find out, you know, who the mystery woman is. But you know, I have high hopes it's gonna be someone dope. I'm looking forward to seeing who it is.
Well, yeah, based on what Mike was saying, yeah, I'm thinking he said prominent. I don't think he'd be dicking around with.
Well, I didn't name anybody that I don't feel to be prominent in the outside of the WWE women's division right now. I think I named everybody that could be considered prominent at that rate. So, yeah, I'm excited to see who it is. I seriously have no idea.
Yeah, it could be anybody. So, we will see. And last bit of major news of the evening of the week. Vince McMahon has formed a new company called Alpha Entertainment with his eye on making personal investments into the sports and entertainment franchises, including a potential football league, which started the speculation that WWE is reviving the XFL. After the news broke, more news followed that in June, sure as shit, the WWE trademarked XFL again. What do you think, Matt? Are we gonna get back to the fumble drill kick, coin toss, and all that fun stuff?
I don't know. I mean, clearly they trademarked it because of that 30 for 30 coming out. You know, that's really not that much of a coincidence as to why that they trademarked it.
Well, that 30 for 30 was 4 months before they trademarked it. The 30 for 30 aired in February.
Yeah, but I mean, that's to me, that's why they trademarked it because of that. I really, I don't know what to think. I truly feel if Vince brings back another form of football, it's not going to be the XFL. It's going to be under a different name.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be, and I don't know like what his plan is, but I feel if something like this is going to happen, it's going to be done. It's going to be done differently than how the XFL was handled. So, I mean, only time will tell.
Yeah, it's interesting, but
it's certainly interesting.
the news sure as hell just fucking flew off the handle there, man.
I keep you guessing, pal.
Yeah, you sure do, Vince. Clash of Champions was on Sunday. I had rated a solid show. A lot of good wrestling.
It was a great show, damn it.
It wasn't a great show, Vince, but it was solid.
It was awesome. Best show we've ever put on in December ever. Until John Cena comes back on Monday. Ha ha ha.
I don't know.
That's going to be great, pal.
I think the best show WWE ever put on in December was the ECW pay-per-view one they did.
I don't know. That one was. I'll even admit that one was pretty bad.
Whoa, Vince admitting it was a shit show.
That's how I got Heyman fired. Remember that? Remember when I fired Heyman after that show? Yeah. I set him up to fail. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, Grandpa.
Shut up!
I will say the pre-show match, Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder, was surprisingly good. I didn't expect anything out of it, and I thought it was a really good match.
Didn't say it.
What did you think of the triple threat? I thought the finish of the triple threat was awesome.
I thought it was surprising as hell, and a lot of people in Vegas won a lot of money.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, because Ziggler was like a plus 1,045 odds to win that match. So if you put $100 down on Ziggler to win in the betting odds, you won over $1,000. So anybody that put money down on Dolph came out looking pretty damn good with that. And my good old friend Marcho decided to chime in on that and said that Vince put a wager in on Dolph to fund the new XFL.
Yeah, well, maybe he did. Maybe he did. I thought the the combination at the end with all three guys on the zigzag, I thought that was a sweet spot. I thought it was very surprising that Dolph won, but it was a good.
Yes, it was very surprising.
And no, Dolph is not quitting the WWE for people that are wondering.
His contract's up next year, dude. You know, just because he's not quitting now doesn't mean that he's going to resign when his contract's up.
That was the joke. Oh, we're going to give him a title to get him back into the company. So.
Yeah, I don't think he's dumb enough to fall for that.
It's going to be interesting to see where that goes, though, when he kind of looked like he vacated the title. He's not gone yet, though. He'll still work live shows. They'll keep him off TV for a while to sell the storyline. But, yeah.
Like, what, is he going to be CM Punk? Like, are they going to hold a United States Championship tournament? And whoever wins it, then Dolph's going to come out with a U.S. title, and they're going to have a ladder match to determine who the real United States champion is.
Sounds like a good idea, Vince.
Yeah, I just thought of it. Isn't it great?
It's unique.
It's unique. It's about as unique as when Shawn Michaels quit and Razor Ramon won the Intercontinental title, and Shawn Michaels came back with the Intercontinental title, and we put him in a ladder match. Yeah. I go back to the well, baby.
You do. Yes, you do, Vince. The Fatal 4-Way for the Tag Team Championships was an amazing match. Obviously, the star of the show was Chad Gable, even having some of his co-workers post on Twitter how amazing he was. I mean, the trio of suplexes, and two of them being rolling German suplexes, including a rolling German suplex on Big E. Matt, that was fucking impressive, wasn't it?
I can't remember which one he did it to, but I thought he about broke someone's neck
on
one of those suplexes.
It would have been Aiden on the first rolling.
Because I saw it and I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was Aiden. His landing wasn't that great.
Yeah, it was not good at all. Like, I feared for that dude's health after that landing, and I couldn't even say I hate the fact that I couldn't remember which one it was to, but there was one that I saw and I was just like, oh my god, what did they just do? Just ended that man's career.
And Rusev wasn't a rolling suplex, but still impressive nonetheless. And then he did a rolling one on Big E. I was like, Jesus Christ. And how about the pop Boston gave for Rusev and Aiden English, man? And then the following SmackDown in New York, New Jersey, man. These guys are kind of getting over, aren't they?
There will be many more happy Rusev days to come.
They were loving the 12 Days of Rusev as Aiden English finished the song, and the crowd was cheering, and English smartly goes, "Oh, you guys want an encore?" And got another nice pop. I thought, God, it's like, we got something here.
Oh, they most certainly have something.
Oh, man.
And it's amazing. I cannot wait. As soon as they release a Woken Matt Hardy merch, when the next time WWE Shop does one of those buy one get one for a buck or buy one get one free deals, the Woken Matt and the Happy Rusev Day shirt coming home to me, baby.
Yeah, Happy Rusev Day is on my short list as well to get. Between Black Friday and now, I bought about 1 billion shirts, so I'm probably good on shirts for a while, but I could always use a Happy Rusev Day shirt.
My Christmas is going to be too sweet. Bullet Club, baby.
Yeah, I got to see if I got all my shirts. I thought I got one package from them only, I thought. That definitely didn't have 4 shirts in it, so I got to Yeah, I got to double check.
Got to stay on top of your emails, brother.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that in a minute here. Charlotte retained her SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya. Lumberjack match, I don't know. It was just there. It
was definitely just there.
It was basically everybody beat up on Charlotte, and then she survives.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And Natty's fake cry fit afterwards wasn't good either.
Bludgeon Brothers killed Breezango. That lasted all of 2 minutes.
And then we got cared.
Yeah, and then this match didn't close the show, which made us wonder.
Honestly, it shouldn't have closed the show.
No,
because the title of the pay-per-view is Clash of Champions, and to have a non-championship match close the show would kind of be bullshit. So I'm glad, the WWE title got to close the show, because it should close the damn show.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of a clusterfuck.
Clusterfuck.
I don't know.
You sound so disappointed in this match.
It didn't do it for me.
You know what?
The ending was great.
I love the segment on SmackDown.
Yeah, I did too.
So I feel like I'm okay with it.
I think
because I really felt like what they did on SmackDown really just set the entire bridge for the WrestleMania season.
Yeah.
Like they teased it without going overboard.
Yeah.
They kind of like they hinted, okay, this is where the storyline's going, but we're not going to give it to you right now.
Yeah.
And they pulled it back, and I'm like, I see what's going on here, and I dug it, I liked it a lot.
The first few minutes were a mess, and then once they you take one side, I take another, it was less of a mess, and then the fun began when KO knocked Daniel into Shane as he was getting ready to count to 3. Then of course Shane with stopping his count. And I loved the end when Bryan did the fast count and Shane tried to dive and tackle Bryan. I thought that was kind of hilarious. But overall, the match was just like a mess. I thought it felt like a mess to me. But
you know nothing. Yeah. It was brilliant because the McMahon was in it.
Yeah.
Stupid idiot.
Stupid idiot. Okay, Jericho.
I love that guy. He told me he was going to New Japan, and secretly the whole plan is he's going to convince Kenny to come sign with me. That's what this all is. You just don't know it yet.
I hope so, Vince.
I'll bury that little vanilla midget.
Vanilla midget. I thought AJ Styles and Jinder was a very solid match. I thought it was. I
thought Jinder got way too much offense in.
When the tag match didn't go last, I thought we were gonna be in for some weird shit, something funky at the end. But nope, just a solid AJ Styles win and celebrate to close the pay-per-view. And I was
sending the crowd home happy. Damn it!
Yeah, thank you, Vince. Finally, and now send
the crowd smiles on people's faces.
Now send the crowd home. Now send the crowd home happy on January 28th when Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble.
I'll think about it. He can cut a promo in proper English.
God, Vince is on the Vince is got a heavy spot on the show tonight. Wow. Can't wait to hear what Vince has to say about Final Battle with his old buddy Cody in the main event.
We're not talking about that.
Final Battle happened.
Damn it!
And it was good. I haven't seen it yet,
really
but I heard it was good.
It was. I liked it a lot better in Clash of Champions. Honestly, I thought it was an excellent show.
One of these times, if I can get some time, I'm gonna sit down and watch Final Battle. What was your favorite match of the night, Matt?
Oh boy, probably Skrull and Lethal.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite match of the night. Like, I enjoyed the entire show. To me, there wasn't a bad match on the entire show. There might have been a couple results that I didn't agree with, but I didn't think there was a bad match on the entire show. And if I had to pick one, I'd say Skrull and Lethal was probably my favorite match.
Were you surprised? Were you surprised that the Briscoes going over Bully and Tommy?
No, because if that was really Bully Ray's final match, that's how he'd want to go out.
Yeah. Good point. Do you think he's hanging it up?
I heard off camera after the match when they were like, this wasn't shown on television, but I heard from people in attendance after the match was over, Bully took his boots off and left them in the ring. And basically was like hugging people on his way out. So I think it might have been. I think it might have been his last match. And putting the young guys over on his way out the door is a total Bully Ray type thing to do. So
are Mark and Jay young?
Well, they're younger than him.
That's true. Hey, and the world's a great place because Silas Young's a champion now.
Yeah, that's one of the results I didn't agree with.
Is that his first title?
In ROH? Probably, yeah.
I'm looking right now. It is. That's his first ever title. He won Tag Wars, but I mean that's just a tournament. I mean that's not a title. He's been with Ring of Honor since this gimmick since 2012. Speaking of been with Ring of Honor for a little while, how about the main event? Dalton Castle, Cody. Was 13 minutes enough for this match here, Matt? And what did you think of the main event?
I'll start off by saying I didn't know it was only 13 minutes. I thought the match length was fine. I honestly didn't realize it was that short. I thought the match got time to breathe. I thought it was a good main event. I was definitely surprised with the winner. I didn't expect the title change. I didn't expect Cody to have blonde hair either. But
that was interesting. I thought he kind of looked like I thought he kind of looked like Okada there. Like one photo I saw,
he looked like a really young version of his dad.
Oh,
to me, like he looked like his dad. Like if you go back and look at like young 70s Dusty Rhodes photos, like he looks like his dad.
I'm happy for Dalton Castle, though. I mean,
it was a surprising win, and I like surprises. I wish WWE would give us more, surprises that we don't expect on stuff like that.
What Dalton Castle has done for the company? I mean, he's provided a gimmick that nobody's really ever seen. I mean, there's similarities to things, but it's something very cool. And then in the ring, I mean, the guy's strength and ability is insane. But I mean, just truly one of the great characters in wrestling right now is Dalton Castle, and so very very happy for him to be able to call him a world champion, man. All right, a few more headlines here for you. Well, for those who are wondering how John Cena's Ferdinand would do against Star Wars, well, yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Why did anybody think it would do well against Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars made about $216 million over the weekend. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I haven't even seen Episode 7 yet. So, but you, Matt, you've seen 8. So what were your?
I have not seen 8.
I thought
going to see 8 this weekend.
I thought you already saw it.
No, haven't had time.
I heard it's really good. Everybody,
I've heard mixed things. There's a petition online right now with thousands of people demanding that this movie be removed from Star Wars canon. So the critics might have loved it, but I've definitely heard a very split reaction from fan to critic. So I'll go in and judge for myself on Friday.
Ferdinand made $12.3 million. Obviously, a bad weekend to open up a film. It was DreamWorks.
It was set up to fail.
Yeah,
I mean, it's exactly what it was.
DreamWorks' worst opening ever, but I mean, hell, yeah, like you said, it had a little bit of competition there.
Star Wars. A little bit.
Jinder Mahal, Triple H did an interview.
My son.
Triple H did an interview with NBC Sports to promote NXT on the USA Network, and also talked about Jinder Mahal. Asked why did he go over Jinder Mahal in India, and it's because I got the shovel, pal. No, he goes, simply Jinder's not over in India yet, and I am, and so it's a house show, and the good guys usually go over to house shows. So that's basically the gist of it. And the guy from NBC Sports made a good point. I mean, this Jinder is still kind of new and growing into this main event role. I know Matt's not going to agree with me, but
dude, he's not growing in any main event role. The Jinder Mahal main event level experience ended on Sunday with Clash of Champions. Jinder Mahal is going to be lost in the Midcard.
I honestly think...
I see what you did there, pal. That was pretty funny.
God, Vince, you have nothing to do today, Vince. Wow, that's great. Thanks for joining the show.
Hey, the holidays, sitting at home. So I'm going to make John Cena work on Christmas. It's going to be funny.
In my opinion, I think Jinder. I don't know. I think he'll be back in.
I seriously think it's done.
I don't.
It's absolutely done. You might get a United States or an Intercontinental title reign out of him, but he will never sniff the WWE Championship again.
Vince loves him though, so I don't know.
Oh, maybe he fell out of love with him.
One of the interesting things that Triple H said on this interview was the fact that in 2018 you're going to see some talent move to NXT from the main roster. He goes, I don't think it's seen as a demotion.
Really?
Yes. Well, here, I'll just give you the whole quote right now.
Yeah, I have not heard this. Tell me more.
In some sense, it'll continue to be developmental, but it's different from where it was today because I think we're going to see talent move up and down. I don't think it should be seen as a demotion when they go to NXT. It should be seen as they're competing in a different environment. So Triple H confirmed in the interview that main roster talent will be sent down to NXT sometime next year, which I think is a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Apollo Crews, Dana Brooke, the list. There's a big list. On top of that, how cool?
You just made the list.
Yes. On top of that, how cool would it be for kind of a bigger name to go to NXT?
Well, I don't expect a big name.
Bigger
to go to NXT.
I'm saying bigger than Apollo Crews. And
okay,
Dana Brooke.
then give me a name.
I'm not
give
saying
me an
John.
example.
I'm not saying John Cena.
Okay, then give me an example. Who are you? What tier are you referencing here?
Well, Dolph Ziggler.
All right, I consider him on the same level as Apollo Crews. So
whoa.
That's funny because so do I, pal.
And maybe this is how Triple H gets Neville to come back to the company.
That is a fantastic idea. That I think Neville would probably be on board for. Please get me away from Vince.
There's talent that would love to do it. You know
what? I bet you there are. I guarantee you there is some talent that are sick and tired of working with Vince and would love to go work with Hunter. So this is going to be interesting. This is the first I'm hearing about this, but I like it. I like it a lot.
That's what I get these little interviews when I report on the news for my writing job, so I get to come across some of these things. Okay, so I'm looking at the roster right now. If it wasn't for how much Cesaro and Sheamus blew up, I could see Cesaro being a guy that would probably go to NXT.
They did that to him once already. They can't do it to him again.
Well, again, is it really doing it to him now when it's more of a brand and not developmental?
No. Cesaro is way too established, way too many championships. You can't move him down again. You can't. No.
It's not moving him down but
dude, if you put Cesaro down in NXT right now, you might as well put the championship on him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He would have to go down there and win the NXT championship, immediately, and hold it the entire length of time that he's down there. And then at the same token, that makes everybody in NXT look bad. Because this guy's better than all of us, but he can't win the big one on the main roster.
Yeah, Triple H is gonna have to be careful with what he does there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't have a multiple title winner being sent back down to NXT right now.
So maybe he's just talking about guys on the lower end like Crews and
people that there's creative has nothing for you right now. You know who
would be a major of
who they should send back down there?
The Ascension.
And I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he wouldn't be happy about it. But I think Ty Dillinger.
Yeah,
would be somebody that NXT could sorely use right now.
He's been pissing in the wind.
For star power since the main roster isn't doing anything with him.
You could have him win the title too eventually.
Eventually, I wouldn't do it immediately, but I would definitely keep him in the title picture down there. People love Dillinger in NXT.
God, I don't know why.
To me, he's a perfect example of somebody who could benefit from going back down there because they're not doing anything with them on the main roster right now.
Yeah, I don't know why they just haven't done anything. And the Ascension could be major. Full Sail loves the Ascension. Of course, it's not going to be at Full Sail for a few months, but
I feel the Ascension got a lot of help from the Fashion Files.
I think so.
I feel like if they put them back out on TV again, I think they would get a lot better reaction now than they were getting 2 or 3 months ago. Like I really and truly believe that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like if we see the Ascension on SmackDown next week, like if they're in a match, I feel like they could actually get a good reaction.
And in terms of female talent, I'd say Liv Morgan.
She should have never been brought up to begin with.
Let me hold on. Let me give you my Carl Anderson.
Nerds.
Did you see Tama Tonga's tweet about a reuniting in 2019?
No. What?
Let me find it.
What did the Tonga man say?
It's making me wonder if Anderson and Gallows are going to be leaving when their deal's done, or GOD's coming to the NXT or coming to WWE. That's the way it's going to. It's either that or it's one or the other.
Since GOD is so overlooked in the form of the Bullet Club anyway, it wouldn't surprise me that they'd want to leave.
How do you spell his damn name?
Oh my God, I don't know. Taima maybe. I'm just guessing there. I don't know how to spell his name.
Oh, Vince filibuster while I.
Well, I don't want anybody with the initials GOD in my federation.
I beat him once.
I already beat him on pay-per-view. Damn it! And he walked out in the middle of the match. That's worse than when Jeff Jarrett held me up for money in that match with China. You walk out on me in the middle of the match, you're never coming back. Bastards.
All right. 15 hours ago, Tama Tonga says, September 2019, the OGs reunite.
Interesting. Especially interesting that I really don't believe that Gallows and Anderson's contract would be up in September. So, and it's not like New Japan's contracts to be up in September either. So I'm really curious as to what that would mean. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because New Japan contracts normally run year to year, so they're normally up in January. September 2019. That's a weird date for their contract to be up in, because you would think Gallows and Anderson signed anywhere from a point of like January to February of that year that they signed.
Yeah.
And WWE is normally all about the yearly contracts too. September seems weird. I don't know about that. That might be something to keep an eye on and follow. He might just be trolling the internet for the sake of, getting people talking.
Or God did like an 18th month deal. It ends in June, and 90 days from then is September.
Yeah, but do they have no compete clauses in New Japan?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think they do.
No, they don't, because Balor did Wrestle Kingdom, AJ did Wrestle Kingdom, and then came
in the Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Yes, they must not. TMZ is reporting that a deal between Ronda Rousey and the WWE is nowhere close to being done. After the reports that the deal was imminent, well, just wait and see.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds. Takes 2 seconds to put pen to paper. But high speculation that she's going to be debuting at the Royal Rumble, though, which I think would be sweet.
If she debuts at the Rumble, she has to win.
Also rumors that Michelle McCool may return for the Royal Rumble.
Trish Stratus asked where her boots were.
Oh, hey, Lita.
If you saw her tweet,
Lita,
that she put out after that,
paging Lita.
It's funny. All the women that suggested that they wanted to be a part of it, WWE didn't mention their tweets on SmackDown Tuesday night. So to me, it feels like they're kind of they want to keep it a surprise. But Trish tweeted Monday night right after the announcement. There's nothing at WWE Women cannot do. It's been a long time coming. Can't wait for the first ever women's # Royal Rumble. Now, ... wear them boots. So I'd love to see Trish back in the WWE ring, even if it was only for a couple minutes. I think that would be cool as shit.
Hell yeah. What'd you think of the new championship belt from ROH?
I think ROH's men's and women's world championships right now are the nicest looking titles in pro wrestling today.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
They are both really fucking nice.
I was going to mention it while we were talking about the woman that Mike Johnson was referring to, but yeah, Women of Honor is going to finally, the Women of Ring of Honor will have a title next year.
It's about, like I said on Twitter Friday night, it's about damn time.
What's the time frame on crowning the first champion? Do you know?
The rumor that I've heard is they're going to crown it WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans. So they're going to run like a couple month long tournament, and
hey, I'll be there.
It will crown the finals will be crowned in New Orleans. So
got my NXT ticket last week.
Look at you and your fitness.
I'm in the higher bowl, the highest bowl of the Smoothie King Center where the Pelicans play. I'm basically looking straight down at the ring. I'm right in the middle. With
the Tron, you'll be fine. I sat up really high there for Raw the night after WrestleMania 30. You can just look at the Tron all night and you'll be fine. Because I probably sit in about the same spot you were sitting in, and you don't really mind it. To me, like I don't mind looking at a Tron when I'm in anything like that. So,
well, I mean, I was about as far back as you could get for Takeover Dallas, and that was perfectly fine. So,
yeah, but Takeover Dallas was in a much smaller venue.
Yeah, that was about 10,000, and Smoothie King's probably 17. Yeah, so we'll see how, and then next thing on the agenda will be getting Raw after Mania tickets. Not going to SmackDown after Mania because I think we're flying back on.
Flying back, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it should be good, dude. You got to do one thing for me while you're down there. You got to eat some alligator.
Gator? Well, remind me when we get closer.
It's so freaking good.
Tastes like chicken.
It's the only reason I wish I was going so I could have alligator again.
Well,
I had it fried down there. I had it grilled down there. Alligator's some good damn meat, man. It's really good. It's like a higher form of chicken.
Nice, yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. It's like chicken on another level. It's really good.
Because there's going to be chances to do that because we're going to be down there for a week because it's going to be a family. It's going to be.
You're going to love the food down there.
I've been there once.
Be one of the things you remember the most about that trip.
Down there
all
once.
The great food.
I was there once for an event called Madden Gras, was with EA Sports, and holy fuck was it hot that day. It was an outdoor show, and it aired on Spike TV, so I was on Spike TV that night. It was in 2011, I think.
It'll be a lot more tolerable for you in WrestleMania season. The weather is lovely.
But we're going down there like Wednesday before Mania, so because it's kind of a family get together too. So I think we probably got one classic name that's probably doing some. Going to make an appearance at the 25th anniversary of Raw, as Sean Mooney said he was hanging out with Peter Rosenberg shoot day at the WWE. So I'm guessing that's probably going to be for the 25th anniversary. Old Sean Mooney.
Yeah, probably for the Manhattan Center.
Yep. I can't wait for that show. It's going to be fun.
It should be a lot of fun. Like there's zero reason that match, like that show, just from top to bottom, should not be one of the funnest Raws that they've ever put out.
Yep.
Like that, it should just be a fun fucking show.
Some sad news to report. The Z-Man, Tom Zink, he passed away on the 9th of December at the age of 59. He was part of the Minnesota crew with Nikita Koloff, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude. I am blanking on who he tagged with in the 90s, but his biggest run was with WCW in the early 90s. Old Tom Zink, I remember him. Remember watching him wrestle on Saturdays. Big E tweeted that his 5-year anniversary on the main roster when he debuted at the Slammies. Of course, if you watch the pre-show, they interviewed the New Day. There was kind of a little something funny to that too. Apollo Crews. This is probably kind of a continuation of working with UK promotions, but Apollo Crews is going to be working for PCW, Preston City Wrestling. He'll make an appearance on February 10th, so at their Road to Glory show.
That's all the more sounding like that dude's heading back to NXT.
Yeah, that too. In the middle of January, the 205 Live Tour begins, and interesting, they're adding main roster people to the event to get tickets to sell, I guess.
AKA, please come to our show.
Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy will be getting it on at these shows on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And I immediately got excited because that gives me hope that Matt Hardy will appear on 205 Live and start calling everybody spot monkeys. He already tweeted about that he may have to console some people on their spot monkey condition. So my dream of him being on 205 Live to make fun of the spot monkeys may come to fruition. Omega Jericho is now going to be a no DQ match as Wrestle Kingdom is fastly approaching us.
Very fast.
So, no DQ match stipulation added to that. Good stuff from Alberto El Patron. He teamed up with the Salvation Army in San Antonio, Texas to help distribute over 8,000 toys to needy families for the Christmas season. As part of the drive, Patron spent 8 hours in front of a Walmart driving awareness and getting donations to assist the Salvation Army. So great stuff there from Alberto. And the stream with Xavier Woods, Chris Danker, that got around $13,000 too. So that was
so awesome.
Good work from those guys. They streamed for about 9 hours. And, well, last I checked, it was 13. That was at the end of the event. I think the GoFundMe was still going on. So, the Revival came back this week, and WWE Shop has a Top Guys shirt that you can purchase.
Or burn.
Fuck the Revival.
Fuck the Revival.
I'm still waiting for that Monday Night Revival shirt. But I do like the Top Guys shirt. I think I might pick that up on a said sale down the road. Fuck the Revival.
Fuck them.
AJ Lee's memoir is going to be developed for television. It was
How
announced
crazy is that?
Yeah, Crazy Is My Superpower is going to be developed into a TV series. And who's playing CM Punk? It'll be James Ellsworth. Ha! No.
Is Punk even in her book? I from my understanding, this was a lot of this book was about like prior to WWE.
Oh, was
about
it?
her growing up.
I don't know.
I haven't read it. Like that was my understanding.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, well, there goes that idea. And early next year, you'll probably see a little less of Randy Orton. Maybe that's why he's growing his hair. He's probably going to do a movie. But he's working a light schedule in January. He's going to take off February and March. So no word on...
So I'm putting you on the spot right now, JB. How they write Orton off TV in January? And will he be back in time to exact his revenge in a WrestleMania match storyline? Two-part question. I already know the answer, so I got to keep my mouth shut.
Oh, Do you? Okay. Well, let me think here.
Fucking Vince, he knows everything.
I'm drawing a blank right now. The only thing I could think of is Bludgeon Brothers, but that makes no sense right now.
What if Daniel Bryan fires him?
Oh. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's a possibility.
What would they?
Maybe KO and Sammy take him out and put him out on the stretcher. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. I'm very curious to see where this all goes on the road to WrestleMania. Like SmackDown, they've got a lot of shit storylines right now, but this one has my attention. I'm really curious to see where all this stuff goes with KO, Zayn, Daniel, Shane, Orton. I'm very curious.
So, do you think Orton remains babyface throughout the whole thing?
I feel like they need to double turn everybody. Like, I feel Shane and Orton need to go heel, and KO and Sammy need to go face. But I don't know if they're going to be doing that or not. So
that's the beauty of this. We don't know where it's going.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm excited about it. It's actually a storyline that could go a variety of ways instead of you already know where this is going. So
and it easily it sounds like it could turn into that epic WrestleMania storyline that should be, you know, good stuff that we should have on the road to WrestleMania. So
could be good.
Elite 56 is out. You can get yourself some of the club. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, AJ Styles. They got some new action figures in the WWE Elite Series. Also, Samoa Joe, Reigns, and Jack Gallagher with new figures there.
Are we sponsored by Ringside Collectibles now? Nobody told me.
I'm trying. Have you seen the Jericho Omega shirt for Wrestle Kingdom 12?
I did. It's pretty cool looking.
It is.
It's not really typically the type of shirt that I'd wear, but it's definitely a cool looking shirt.
I love the back with the Alpha and Omega and the silhouettes of Jericho and Omega. I really like the.
It's nicely done. It really is.
Good news. Good
news, everyone.
Good news for our buddy Taz.
Yes, definitely good news for Taz.
CBS Radio announced this morning that Taz and the Moose, featuring wrestling icon Taz, sports personality Mark Malusis, to debut a new morning show on CBS Sports Radio that'll start on January 2nd from 6 a.m. to 9 Eastern in the morning drive. So congrats to Taz for landing a little gig there. So what's that mean for the future of the Taz show? I haven't listened to the Taz show lately, but
I think this is technically turning into the Taz show, because this is a CBS Sports Network deal, nationally syndicated. I feel like this is a promotion. This is going from the Taz show to the Taz and Moose show. So yeah, I'm excited for Taz. I'm excited to see how this goes. It's definitely going to be an interesting 2018 for the Tazinator, or the Tazmaniac, or whatever you want to call him.
Taz with 2 Z's.
Don't call him that, pal.
Ratings to close out the headlines. WWE Week did well across the board. We just talked about NXT a little bit ago. Tribute for the Troops, 1.4 million. That's a nice number for a taped special. I did not get to watch that one yet, but hey, we saw the main event on.
You saw the main event you saw the 2 main events for the Tribute to the Troops on Raw and SmackDown respectively the following week. Yeah, so I was just like, first time ever, and I'm like, I just saw this last Thursday. Stop fucking with me, Monday Night Raw.
And this week's Raw and SmackDown got a boost as well. Raw jumps up to 2.78 million, up about $100,000 from the last week. But that dreaded third-hour drop happened. They lost about 600,000 viewers from hour 1 to hour 3. SmackDown Live got a nice boost, up about 100,000 as well to 2.578 million as well. The Zoe train is going to be a little light for the next few months as the WWE announced that Noam Dar will miss up to 5 months after knee surgery, so get well soon, Noam. And NXT. Supersized NXT tonight, huh, Matt?
It most certainly was.
We get right into it. We kick it off with the first of 2 title matches on NXT. Sanity, which comprised of Killian Dane and Eric Young tonight, taking on the Red Dragon, Fish and O'Reilly from the Undisputed Era for the NXT Championship. And Matt, what'd you think of this opening match for NXT tonight?
I thought it was a really good, fun match. I enjoyed it a lot. I actually enjoyed the interference aspect at the end, which led to EY getting distracted and taking his eye off the ball and costing Sanity the tag titles. I thought it was a really good match. I thought it was a great way to kick off the show. You don't see title changes very often on the weekly NXT broadcast, so it's a fresh change of pace. I dig it.
Yeah, Young went for the suicide dive on Nicole, and then Fish and O'Reilly hit the total elimination.
Yeah, like right when he was getting back in the ring.
When he got back in the ring,
smacked him with it. It was flawless transition. It was really good.
And so your new NXT Tag Champions O'Reilly and Fish.
Fishy.
And are we going to complete the trifecta come NXT TakeOver New Orleans, maybe?
It's certainly possible. But, I mean, I feel like they'd have to take the belt off Almas first. I just don't see them doing Almas versus Cole. But
I could see Gargano and Cole, though. How mind-blowing would that be?
I'd be okay with that. And you bring Ciampa back that night and have him join the Undisputed Era?
Oh! And I'd be there live, marking out.
They could totally do that. That could be around the time frame Ciampa should be good to go.
I'll be marking out.
That would be sick. Oh, look at us booking shit.
They should hire us or something. Heavy Machinery, it looks like they're now fucking around with all the high price stuff of Sabatelli and Moss. Little vignette, a little promo, little segment there between Heavy Machinery and Moss and Sabatelli. They show footage of Ruby Wright and Sonya Deville from a couple weeks ago. And Sonya is going to take on Ember Moon for the NXT Championship. And she was asked a few questions in the PC, and she says she'll beat Ember Moon next week because Ember never pinned her. Well, then what do? You take the title with Absolution there?
Derp.
Next up is the number 1 contender qualifying match, Roddy Strong, Lars Sullivan.
This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Is it a testament to Sullivan getting better and hence
No, it's not.
Push,
no, I think Sullivan's great. But I legitimately thought Sullivan was just going to squash Roddy. And I felt Roddy got a lot of offense in. I thought the match was really good. I liked it a lot. There was not a question in my mind of who was going to win. But I definitely felt Roddy got a lot more offense in than I thought he would, and I thought it was really good. So
Lars Sullivan moves on. I couldn't see could you see a Sullivan? Sullivan in the mix with, if he wins and say...
No, we already know who wins the 4-way. Let's not...
Oh, okay, we'll spoil it. Oh, okay. I was just kind of playing off...
we kind of already did.
Yeah, I know. I was going to kind of cover my ass and go backwards. But okay.
Fuck that shit. Y'all know who won the 4-way, and if you didn't, we're sorry. Yeah.
I think, anyways, if you watch NXT, you're kind of seeing it coming now with him starting to win. So, if you're smart, you're seeing it coming as it's happening. So it makes complete sense. Street Profits did a little thing, having fun with the fans outside of Full Sail. And then, next up, the championship match for the United Kingdom. Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. Are we Are we marking a last-minute entry into Match of the Year for the Markies, Matt?
I couldn't hurt. It really couldn't hurt. The match was great, man. Like, it really, really was.
Like 30 minutes? Roughly?
It was roughly 30 minutes. I don't keep the stopwatch and on the time and all that gimmick, but it was a long match, and it was freaking great. So,
and God, what was it last year? It was last year. That was Match of the Year for WWE.com, right? Was that last year, or was that That was 2016, right?
Yeah, I feel like that was at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, I can't remember. I want to. God, part of me wants to think that was their Match of the Year last year.
I don't even see how that's possible. Like, all 3 times they've wrestled have been this year.
Has it? Okay.
I'm almost positive. Because the first time they wrestled was the UK tournament in January. Like, I feel that was this year. I really, really do.
I'm checking it out right now because something. Yeah, because the finals were. Yeah, so this would have been like Takeover Chicago. That Match of the Year. So that must have been their matches so far. Probably they did that in June or something, halfway through the year or something. So amazing stuff there. I still wonder where the WWE is going with the UK division. I mean, there's always been rumblings of their own show, but
they need to get the show off the ground. It's clearly being proven to be easier said than done. So, no pun intended.
And with that bitter end, we'll move on to no pun intended.
That pun was intended. You forced that, pal.
I didn't force anything. Monday Night Raw from Providence, Rhode Island. And Kurt Angle comes out. Everybody tells him he sucks. And says that Lesnar's here, and by the end of the night, we'll find out who faces Brock at the Royal Rumble. And then Strowman comes out and says, I want competition. No, he didn't say that, but he told Angle he should be the one to go to the Rumble because he was the last one standing at the end of last week. Then Kane comes out because we didn't see that one coming, did we?
No.
Then Paul Heyman comes out to a mega ovation and says that nothing will be decided without input from my client, Brock Lesnar. And here comes Brock Lesnar. And Angle says, well, before things get out of hand, it's Brock versus Braun versus Kane for the Universal title. It's true. It's damn true. I'm out of here.
See ya.
I thought that was funny how Angle did that. Like, just rushed through the...
He wasn't a dummy. He got the fuck out of Dodge.
Yep. Kane for the Universal title. I mean, I love the guy. I think he's great.
Dude, he's just there to take the pinfall. Honestly, that's all his build for the last 2 months has been, so he could take the pinfall from Brock at the Rumble. That's all this is. They needed something to protect Braun because, look, Vince is dead set on Reigns, Lesnar, and Mania. There's nothing anybody can do to change his mind. He's been set like this since the beginning of the summer, maybe even before the beginning of the summer, that we were doing Reigns and Lesnar at WrestleMania, and that's final. So you get to the point where now that the main reason they built Kane back up is so he could lose to Brock at Rumble. You put Braun in there not to be pinned, but you keep him in the main event picture and he doesn't get hurt. At the same token, you don't feed Finn Balor to Brock Lesnar on the road to WrestleMania when you know that the guy has no chance of winning. Like, I know everybody's upset that Balor's not getting the title shot, but let's face it, everybody. If Balor was getting the title shot at the Royal Rumble, we already know that he's losing. He's going to go in there and lose. So there's no point in giving him the title shot because we as fans want to see him win. Yeah. And he's just going to, like, if they would announce on Monday, Finn Balor's going to, like, since you two didn't do it, Finn Balor's going to fight Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. yeah, people are happy for a couple weeks until we get to the Rumble and realize that Finn's not going to win. So, honestly, they did the smartest thing they could have done. Finn is not involved. Roman can win the title at WrestleMania. And then from there, when Roman's the champion, there will be a multitude of challengers on the Raw brand that Roman can face. Finn has beaten Roman on multiple occasions. And they can
First
use
time they
that.
faced.
Yeah, and they can use that in a storyline building to their title match. Finn can be like, I've already beaten you, and I'll beat you again. And the fans will be like, yeah, he did beat him. You know?
I was never beat for and he was never beat for the title too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the storylines for that kind of stuff are already built in once Roman wins the title. It's not going to happen with Brock. People just need to let it go, realize that Brock is not dropping that title until Roman Reigns gets his hands on him in New Orleans, and just move on.
I was going a completely different direction than you were. I wasn't going I can't believe Finn's not in it. No, I wasn't even going in that direction. Dude, there were so many
people. Dude, people were throwing conniption fits on my Twitter timeline Monday night that it was Kane and Strowman instead of Finn Balor. And I'm just like, motherfucker, you people just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, yes, I want to see Finn win the title back, but at the same token, I don't want to see Finn versus Brock when it's just going to be Brock killing him for 10 minutes either.
No.
You know?
The addition of Kane got my hopes up that maybe Vince outsmarts himself and has Braun win it.
No, Kane is only there to take the pinfall from Brock to keep Braun looking strong. Braun will not be involved in the pinfall. It'll be 1 F5 to Kane, 1, 2, 3. Because nobody's kicking out of the F5 until Roman Reigns kicks out of it at WrestleMania.
And then Elimination Chamber is going to be a #1 contenders match. Roman Reigns wins that.
Exactly. Yes. Bingo. You see, you're getting it now. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, I was just getting my hopes up for Braun to take it early, but I got to wait another 4 months for the title to get off of him.
Dude, if Braun won the title with the Rumble, he would just lose to Roman in 2 months at WrestleMania anyway.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Dude, all roads lead to Roman Reigns winning the Universal Championship in New Orleans. It is a set-in-stone fact. The only way it doesn't happen is if Roman Reigns goes down to injury between now and WrestleMania. That's the only way that this doesn't happen. So people just need to accept it, that the big dog is getting the big belt at the big show, and just move on.
Yeah, my girlfriend will go home happy.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. Honestly, there'll be a lot of people that will go home happy.
I will go home happy. I don't hate Reigns.
I don't hate Reigns either. I'm just telling people the way it is. For the people that aren't thinking logically and they don't understand why Finn isn't getting the shot or why somebody fresh isn't getting the title shot, because it does none of them any favors to be fed to Brock Lesnar in Philadelphia in January. None. It does no favors whatsoever.
So, of course, they got it on in the ring, and
Brock could barely lift Kane.
Brock hit an F5 on Kane.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. And then Kane sits up, which scared Brock Lesnar to make you think Kane's a threat.
So funny.
I just think it's crazy how a guy that's in a mayoral campaign is being heavily featured. It's cool though. I like Kane. I've always liked Kane. It's odd that he's in this situation now, but hey, I don't hate it. I think it's going to be a fun Rumble match between 3 hosses. Hey, WWE Network, or the WWE's YouTube channel hit 20 million subscribers. Good for them. Seth Rollins came out to burn it down. And we were told that he was going to face Samoa Joe, but then Jason Jordan came out and started whining. And he wants to face Joe. So Joe comes out, and everybody loves Joe. And Joe with a great line. It feels like he's the belle of the ball, and all the boys want to dance with him. Oh, Joe. We all want to dance with you, yes. So then that led to Jordan and Rollins, and the winner gets Joe down the line. No Roman Reigns this week. He asked for some time off, so that's why he was not at Raw. So
The big dog said if I have to work Christmas, I'm taking the week off beforehand, and I was like, fuck, I gotta let him have it. That's what happened.
Well, Brock's gonna be on the show though.
That's why I let it happen.
Again, Jason Jordan puts on a good match. It's just, this angle thing.
Who cares?
This angle thing petered out before.
I'm so over all of this.
Yeah, it petered out before it even got going.
I have good matches with everybody on the main roster, but I can't win, so it doesn't really matter. Derp.
They went 20 freaking minutes here with Rollins getting the victory.
Like
it was long, but it was a great match. It was a good
match, but every single Jason Jordan match to me, I know the outcome before it even happens now. So for it to go for as long as it was, I was just like, this is too long to get the result that I already see coming.
Are we seriously heading towards Jordan and Angle at Romania?
I really fucking hope not.
Oy, it feels like we are.
Then who's Triple H fighting?
The Rock. Big surprise return.
I don't know about all that, dude. He's too busy movie filming, and they don't want him working in the ring when he's doing the movies. And that risk of getting hurt. Like I still think we're getting Triple H and Angle.
I hope so. Maybe they do.
I feel like they set it up at Survivor Series pretty plain as day.
Maybe they do. Angle and Jordan at Elimination Chamber. Angle kicks the shit out of him, and then honestly,
I don't want to see Angle in the ring again until WrestleMania.
I don't either, but I mean,
I feel that's a waste of Angle's specialness. He's already been in the ring twice before Mania. I would not want him in there again before that.
Putting Jordan with Angle was a waste anyway. So,
well, you're not wrong.
Imagine if that was Chad Gable in that position right now.
Why are you trying to depress me, JB?
That would have been an awesome story. After the match, Joe and Rollins brawl in the ring. The ref tries to hold Joe back, and that allowed Joe to sucker punch Rollins and then hit a Uranagi. Then as Joe was leaving the ring, he gave Jordan a nice little, hey, what's up?
What's up?
I love Joe. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose are in Kurt Angle's office asking how they want Joe. Then, of course, Jason Jordan shows up to piss on the party. So that's what Jordan likes to do. Angle announced that it's going to be Rollins and Ambrose and Jordan against The Bar and Joe later. Because Roman ain't there, so we got to have some of you guys wrestle twice. Bray Wyatt cuts a promo talking about Matt Hardy, wondering what draws us to him. Is it his words or his childish laugh? Or maybe it's the funny faces that he makes. But he's going to make sure that the right people get it, and the right people are Matt Hardy and all you fans. If Matt wants to continue their chess match, then he should know that Wyatt doesn't play by the rules. Wyatt says the Great War must end. Run. I started cracking up at chess because of a later segment. You know what I'm talking about, Matt.
Yes, I most certainly know what you're talking about, JB.
Finn Balor made his entrance, and he sounds like he's over, right?
Nah.
2-on-1 handicap match against the Miztourage, and that went about 6 minutes before the Miztourage ganged up and caused the DQ. And lo and behold, look who makes the save, Matt. Hideo Itami.
It was a very nice and pleasant surprise.
Nice little nod to when Finn Balor debuted in NXT, right?
Saved his butt.
Was it the Ascension that were beating up on Itami?
Yep.
So nice little callback to Balor's debut. And yeah, it was a big surprise. Backstage, I think maybe Meltzer or Mike Johnson, one of the two. Background on why they did this was to, again, try to further the importance of Atami and further the importance of the cruiserweight division as they're going on tour soon. So that's why they had him in the main roster. And honestly, Matt, I think cruiserweights and main roster should mix it up. I'm not against that, especially what they did here with Atami and the Miztourage. I'm all for it, man. I think they should.
Yeah.
So then that led to Teddy Long coming out with a tag match playa. And so Balor and Atami took on the Miztourage, and Atami hits the GTS. Not quite the pop I thought they would get. I think a lot of the crowd may not have known Atami, may not have known that he invented the go to sleep, and so they may not have known it was coming. Just my guess on all that. And in case you don't know, yes, Atami used the GTS first.
Yeah, 'cause it's his move.
Exactly. They showed The Rock getting his star on the Hall of Fame, on the Walk of Fame, and Enzo Amore comes in with Gaba Gulak to set up the number 1 contender match. Cedric Alexander against Drew Gulak. Gave them some time. Well, I mean, they're going on tour, so they got to make the cruiserweights an important part of Raw, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
13-minute match between Alexander and Gulak. I thought they were going in a direction of Gulak winning, but nope. Alexander hits the lumbar check. I thought maybe they're going to call an audible and turn Gulak face after the Rich Swann incident. But instead, Cedric Alexander the beneficiary of this. But you think he wins? I don't think he takes it from Enzo.
Depends how quickly they want to push Atami. I feel Atami is the next champion.
Should they push him that quick? Or I mean, they did that with Kalisto, and now, meh, what do we do?
The only reason they did that with Kalisto is because they creatively booked themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
Whereas no one else in the damn division could freaking win the title. So they had to do that.
So part of the story was Enzo all of a sudden got a text or a DM and got up and left. That distracted Gulak, who then fell into the lumbar check. After the commercial, Enzo's backstage, and there's Nia Jax smiling. How you doing? Enzo said he got that DM. And then, of course, Gulak ruins the party and wanted to go over the tape, and that pissed off Enzo because ruined Enzo's mojo. Next up, Alicia Fox was not ready for Asuka. And they showed a clip of Total Divas with Miz and Maurice, and Maurice wants Miz to be vegan for a week, and he said he would do it if she would eat meat, and she took a bite of it. That freaking horse they brought in there, that bloody horse, holy shit! You remember that steak they brought in there? Holy fuck!
I like me some good steak, my friend.
That thing was humongous, and but it was a little bloody too. Ride that thing in there. Giddy up. Great moments in WWE history was probably one of the best debuts in WWE history, Chris Jericho in 1999. Next up is The Bar taking on The Shield, 2/3 of The Shield, and a guy that wishes he was in The Shield. What'd you think of the six-man tag with our second look at Rollins and Jordan in the night?
Honestly, I thought it was overkill, especially after a 20-minute match earlier on in the show. I didn't feel it was needed. I feel they could have done something completely different to write Ambrose off, because this entire match was nothing more than a backdrop to write Ambrose off TV.
So Ambrose didn't get hurt in the match?
He did that. No. This is an injury he already had.
Oh, okay. I thought he actually got injured.
This was done to write him off TV. He did not get hurt in the match.
Oh, okay. The bad guys get the win here. Joe and The Bar. They show a limo pulling up. Who is it? It's Stephanie McMahon. Next up, after they go to commercial, when Stephanie came out of the limo, next up, there's Woken Matt Hardy talking to some chess pieces on a chessboard. And he was playing Napoleon. Yes, that Napoleon. Napoleon, he right now, currently, Napoleon is in a little vessel, a little goldfish vessel. And, oh, that was some good stuff, wasn't it, Matt?
Dude, everything that dude does is gold.
Playing chess with Napoleon, who is in the vessel of a goldfish. And then he cuts a promo, talks about how he'll stand side by side with his Woken Warriors. That sounds like a t-shirt to me, Matt, the Woken Warriors. Yes!
I'm cool with that.
And Hardy said that Bray Wyatt and his evil sister Abigail must be stopped. They must be deleted! And he knocks all the dark chess pieces off the board and yells, delete! Delete! So, great stuff from Hardy. Obviously, no rush to get the... I think these promos are perfect. To introduce people that may not know who Broken Matt Hardy is to the WWE Universe, and then eventually set up the match at the Royal Rumble, I think. So, imagine how loud those delete chants are going to be in Philly, man.
It's going to be good.
I can't wait. Ambrose is being looked at by a doctor backstage. Rollins there. Joe and the Bar show up and attack Rollins. Ambrose is sitting there by an equipment box. His arm's kind of pinned in there, and Joe slams the lid onto the arm to write him off on television. So that's how that happened. When did he get injured, or how did he get injured, Matt?
It was an injury that was been building up over time, from what I was told.
Okay. Just getting progressively worse.
Exactly.
I got kids because Rhino and Heath Slater are in the ring. Hey, they're still on the roster. And look who's back, Matt.
Back again.
FTR.
Fuck the Revival.
Good to see the Revival back. It's been kind of bad luck for injuries with... I don't know.
I think Vegas should run odds of which one gets injured next.
Well, the one was a freak one with the Dash's jaw. Then Dawson, he has some shoulder problems. Is that what it was, I think?
Towards shoulder, arm, or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, the Dash one was just a freak. Didn't he eat a Nakamura kick or something like that?
I don't know. I don't think that was why.
Quick little match, because Rhino and Heath Slater are really low on the totem pole right now. And Shatter Machine after 3 minutes for the Revival. Then come back from a commercial. Rhino and Heath Slater are walking backstage. Angle comes up to him and says they need to toughen up if they want more opportunities. Slater's freaking out because, well, he's got kids. And Rhino goes, they need to toughen up, and he knows how to do it. And then they leave. So, this got me interested, Matt. Is Rhino going to show Heath how to be extreme?
I don't know what they're going to do. I'm just happy they're doing something with them.
Yes. I was like, don't break these guys up. No.
Yeah, let's not take SmackDown storylines and copy them because they're not good to begin with. Because they're not good to begin with. Do something original, Raw.
I think Rhino is going to take Heath to the extreme, and we're going to get like this new... I don't know who I could compare Heath to on ECW, but he transforms into some badass extreme guy that, you know, we all know Rhino in the ECW days.
We all know Rhino.
I think he's going to transform Slater into something extreme.
I guess we'll see.
That was my immediate thoughts when I saw that. So, yeah, we'll see. At least there's something with him. Matt, do you want to walk with Elias?
No.
Yes, you should. You should. I mean, come on.
Nope.
He's getting ready to give us a concert, but then Sasha Banks makes her entrance, and then Mickie James. I thought maybe Mickie and Elias could do a country duet, but no. Bayley comes out, and so Elias says, "All right, fuck this, I'm out." Bayley wanted to give Elias a hug, but Elias said, "Nope." So 6-women tag match. That was the main event of Raw. Sasha Banks, Mickie James, Bayley against the Absolution. This didn't go for too long because it got out of hand. And Absolution with the DQ. And Nia Jax comes in to make the save. And then the rest of the women from Raw make their way to the ring. And then Stephanie's music hits. It's funny how all the women were beating the shit out of each other, and then Stephanie's music hits, and they just all stop. And this all led to Stephanie cutting a big promo of the Women's Revolution into an Evolution, talking about the Mae Young Classic, talking about the first ever championship match in the Middle East, the first ever Hell in a Cell, Women's Money in the Bank, and she said it's time to make history again, and announces the Royal Rumble. So that's how Raw went off the air this week. I did not watch 205 Live. Did you get a chance to catch it, Matt?
I feel like I turned it on, but I don't really remember about anything that I saw. So,
Hideo Itami debuted against Colin Delaney.
Oh,
I thought.
Yeah, that was really quick.
That's
the only part of the show I actually remember.
I thought that was going to be a one and done for Colin Delaney.
Well, probably still. Maybe it's a 2 and done now.
2 and done.
One of the commentators said, "No screaming here." There's something.
Oh my god.
Something along those lines.
That guy's coming back someday. The whatever his name is, the Chikara.
That guy. You know that guy.
Yeah, the screaming jobber is what I'm going to call him. So then Gulak took on Alexander again, and Alexander wins again. And so to set up a future title match there. Gran Metalik and Kalisto also took on Gallagher and Kendrick, which ended in disqualification. SmackDown Live, New York, New Jersey. Daniel Bryan makes his entrance to kick off the show. Huge yes chant from the crowd. And Bryan mentioned the Women's Royal Rumble. Said it'll be huge and awesome, a turning point in WWE history. Talked about how they got a great show tonight. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Jinder Mahal take on Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and AJ Styles at Tribute for the Troops. SmackDown Live. Shane McMahon's music hits. He says hello to Bryan. Says what's up to Newark. Talks about how the Royal Rumble announcement is great. But Shane's here to talk about Clash of Champions. And kind of recaps what happened with Bryan tripping and landing on him, and admitting that at the time he thought Bryan was just there to fuck up the count, but then realized it was an accident. He knows that now. But that's the heat of the moment is why he stopped his count. Because what through his head was Owens injuring Vince McMahon and Zayn costing Shane at Hell in a Cell. So that's why he stopped his pin after the RKO. And then mentioned Daniel Bryan's quick count and asked Bryan what was going through his head.
Yeah.
Bryan said he did what he did to protect Shane from himself. The fans started chanting, "Thank you, Daniel," after that. Shane said he didn't need protection from Bryan. Bryan goes, "Well, I think you do," which got the crowd going, "Ooh." He goes, Bryan says he knows Shane loves SmackDown Live, but his passion can turn Shane into a hothead. Bryan said he wanted to protect their idea. He believed they shared the vision of the land of opportunity for everybody, not just people that Shane likes. Bryan said that Shane might not like them, but Shane threatened their livelihood that they promised to everybody. Shane spoke about how he knows Bryan has empathy for Owens and Zayn, but told Bryan to be very careful because as soon as Owens and Zayn are done playing with him, they'll stab Bryan in the back. Shane told Bryan not to show favoritism towards them because it'll bite Bryan in the rear. Bryan replied by saying, by asking Shane, he's saying that if Bryan shouldn't have done what he did because because it was. Let me start over here. Brian replied to that by asking Shane if he was saying that Brian shouldn't have done what he did with the fast count because it was best for business. That got another ooh out of the crowd because, of course, those words were why Daniel Bryan was not in the main event picture at WrestleMania last time they were in New Orleans. And he goes, tells Shane that if he wants to fire someone, fire me, because Brian doesn't want to see Shane O'Mac turn into Mr. McMahon. And that kind of stunned Shane. He kind of took it back to that. And then the crowd chanted, "Who's your daddy?" Shane goes, "Brian, I respect you. I trust you. Good luck with the show tonight." So that kind of that little line that he said, "I don't want to see Shane O'Mac turn into Mr. McMahon," kind of stunned Shane, and Shane took his leave. Matt, what did you think of that?
I thought it was a great opening segment. Like I said, I thought it really set the foundation and teased where this story is going to be going over the next several months. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes.
Is it going where do you think it's going where we obviously think it's going, or
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and find out. It could go.
I'm asking what you think will happen.
I think they'll go the predictable route. I think Shane and Orton will turn heel, and I think Bryan and company will be the faces of battling against them. But I don't. They could do anything. They could turn Bryan heel and put him with KO and Sammy. I mean, we don't know where they're going to go with this, and to me that's the good thing about it.
It's hard because there's no way Bryan's going to get booed, but he can be a good heel. I mean, we saw it with the yes chant was a direct kind of a thing to piss off Bryan when he was a heel with Team Hell No. So he's been a good heel before, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. SmackDown Tag Champs, the Usos take on Gable and Benjamin in a relatively short match, 8-minute TV match. But Gable and Benjamin get the win here. So I don't mind that this feud is continuing because these guys will put on some good pay-per-view matches. Do you think they put the titles next on Gable and Benjamin, Matt?
No. I think they're completely out of the running. But we'll see. I just don't see it happening.
Charlotte Flair comes out next, talking about the Royal Rumble match, and she said it was she had goosebumps after watching the replay of what they showed last night on Raw, and was excited about talking about the women from Raw and SmackDown being a part of the Royal Rumble. She said there's nothing the women can't do. Thank the fans for going to their social media and chanting in the arenas and showing the passion that they do. That's why management listened. I just wish management would listen with the Universal title.
I said I'm taking off him in New Orleans. Get over it.
And
God.
Charlotte says whoever wins that match, she'll be waiting to defend her title at WrestleMania. And Naomi makes her entrance and says she'll be the first woman to put her name in the hat for the Royal Rumble. And then the Riot Squad came out, and Naomi called them chicken heads, and that started a chicken head chant.
Never thought I'd hear that.
Teddy Long shows up again as we've got a tag match playa.
I missed it.
I made the joke to Matt at commercial. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if Liv Morgan doesn't wrestle in this one, and then Becky Lynch can make fun of her again? Hey, guess what? Who didn't compete out of the Riot Squad in this match, Matt?
The one that can't work.
Charlotte and Naomi took on Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott. Went about 4 minutes, and maybe the beginning of the end of the Riot Squad, Matt, because they got jobbed out in 4 minutes. Maybe somebody realized, oh fuck, we're copying Raw and doing it badly. badly.
Bad.
But yeah, Riot Squad sure got jobbed quick here, didn't they?
I'm okay with it, dude. Like, I'm seriously okay with it. Like, you want to split them up and make them single stars, fine. But like, I'm done with this group. I was done with this group when it debuted. It's because it was just a blatant copy of Absolution.
Terrible copy of it.
Yeah.
They just did it in reverse order. They debuted them backstage and then they showed up in the ring later. They just did it in reverse order what Absolution did. So
yeah, so I would very much like them to just split them up and let them do their own thing, because it's not working. It's not working, pal.
Yeah, it's best to just sweep this under the rug, have a superstar shakeup, send maybe Sarah Logan to Raw or something.
Yeah, really surprised that it never happened when it was supposed to.
Yeah,
it was supposed to happen around Survivor Series. They just didn't do it.
Maybe they're gonna wait till the WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, the thing was the idea is they wanted to do it twice a year. But if they do it after WrestleMania again, it's just going to be once a year. So
yeah, well, maybe they do it Rumble. Maybe they do it.
Dude, if they do it Rumble, then right after Mania, that's way too much.
No. Hold on. Let me. Can I finish?
You can't do it at the Rumble.
Rumble and SummerSlam.
You can't do it at the Rumble.
Because they did it at SummerSlam was the last one, right? Or was it? When was it Mania?
It was after Mania.
When the fuck? It was after Mania.
It was like
we could do it at Rumble. They could do Rumble then SummerSlam.
You can't do it at the Rumble.
All right.
Because you do it at the Rumble, you're fucking with everybody's Road to WrestleMania storylines. But I do not think it would be a good idea to do it at the Rumble.
Yeah, they probably are holding off till Mania at this point. New Day dressed in Christmas gear.
Dude, this shit was funny as hell.
Oh my god, it was. Kofi is a gingerbread man. Big E is a big elf. Big E, big elf. Get it? Ha ha ha. And what was Xavier?
Rudolph.
Rudolph, yeah.
Or just a reindeer. I don't know. He was definitely a reindeer.
They were Big E was feeding everybody pancakes as they're walking by.
I still don't get the pancake thing.
I don't either. I asked at the kickoff show, and I was hoping they were gonna read my question. What's up with the pancakes? They didn't read my question at the kickoff show, so damn them.
Yeah, it's like they're predetermined questions or something.
Yeah.
Bastards.
No way.
Jose?
No way. Jose. Kofi Kingston shows off the new holiday shirt for the New Day, and then Rusev Claus and Aiden English as a snowman come up.
Amazing. Fucking amazing.
Rusev says what people really want is a happy Rusev Day shirt, and that got a pop from the crowd in New Jersey. Rusev Claus says everybody's on the naughty list except for Aiden, and English said, "Oh, Rusev Day," and challenged the New Day to a contest. And Rusev slams a pancake to the ground and stomps on it, and Big E goes, "You done flapped the wrong jack." That whole thing.
The segment was great. The match was hilarious. You could tell the commentators were having fun. You know, it was just crazy silliness that, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought all this shit was funny as hell. So
it's an example of when comedy is good in the WWE.
Yeah, and sometimes more often than not, it's not. So, no. But I mean, this was to me this. When you want to portray comedy right, you got to have the right guys doing it, and I feel like they picked the right guys this go around, and it just worked. So,
yeah, I'm doing an article. 5 wrestlers that have flourished, 5 wrestlers that were late round picks of the WWE draft 18 months ago that have flourished on the main roster, and I lead off the list with Aiden English.
Which would have never happened if his partner wouldn't have gotten fired.
Yeah. I mean, some of the list is obvious. Braun Strowman was, surprisingly, Braun Strowman was like an 11th round pick. Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Naomi, they were all after Raw picks for the draft. So, and they've done pretty good for themselves. Next up is Ziggler's U.S. title celebration. Well, that really wasn't much of a celebration, but Ziggler points out all the titles he's won.
I'm here to quit my job. I'm here to quit my job. Come on!
Ziggler said they should redo that song. Ziggler said he's one of the most successful WWE superstars in history, and he proved it to himself and the rest of the world. Year after year, he goes unappreciated and says the fans are not worthy of his presence. Ziggler says we don't deserve him. Looks at the U.S. title. Ziggler says, if you want something to remember him by, here you go. He leaves the title in the ring, throws the microphone down, and walks away. And WWE's probably going to try to throw a boatload of money at him, and we'll actually push you this time, Ziggler. Honest.
Don't believe them.
Daniel Bryan in the office on the phone. And Zayn and Owen show up with some champagne. Daniel goes, I don't drink. And Owen says that, mentioned how here's where the Orton may come into play, because Orton made life difficult for Bryan in 2013, remember. So this may come full circle. As
I love when WWE doesn't want us to remember anything until they want us to remember something.
Exactly.
It's so ridiculous. Like, if it happened a month ago, you're not supposed to remember. But think back to 2013, damn it. Like, are you serious?
You serious, bro?
Poor Zach.
Hey, the radio song's back, though.
Poor Zach.
Bryan says they're delusional, and if they don't wipe the smiles off their faces, he might fire them himself. And that took the air out of the sails as Zayn and Owens, and they left. Really interesting to see where this goes. We all know where this is going. Rusev Claus and Aiden English against the New Day. Oh, it was so good. And the crowd, you think Rusev and Aiden English are over, the crowd chanting Rusev Day. Keep in mind the New Day are in the ring, one of the most over groups in the WWE the past few years, and the crowd is chanting Rusev Day.
They actually did. They chanted Rusev Day to the New Day Rocks chant.
Yeah.
Rusev Day.
Rusev
Day.
That's got to tell you something, Vince. So, as they were going to the ring, a few lucky sumbitches got some free Happy Rusev Day shirts. But then the New Day got a hold of Rusev Claus's sack and pulled out some Happy Rusev Day drawers. And Graves goes, I want a pair of those. And Rusev grabbed them and put them inside his coat. Like, yeah, you were supposed to see that. Then the crowd wanted some pancakes. They chanted, we want pancakes. And they said, hey, we want some pancakes. And after it was all said and done, Woods hits an elbow drop off the top rope to Aiden English to get the win after a fun-filled 11-minute Christmas match. Good stuff. Matt, I haven't thought about it. We always do our most improved superstar or a breakthrough superstar. We do those marquees, and I think improved. I don't know if word improved fits in it or if it's breakthrough here, Matt. But Xavier Woods deserves something in here with the work he's done in the ring in 2017, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't see why not. He's done good work.
Jinder Mahal enters the ring, and so does Owens and Zayn. And the good guys came out first. Big pop for Nakamura and AJ Styles. So we get our replay of the Tribute of the Troops, but it was a fun 16-minute main event. I thought it was solid. Nothing special, nothing oh my god, nothing crazy happened. I was still waiting for Orton to hit an RKO on Nakamura. That didn't happen either. But still a good solid 6-man tag match, right, Matt?
Yeah, it was good stuff, man.
What'd you think of Raw and SmackDown here? Second last coming in.
I didn't think either was that great. Both were mixed bags. I thought NXT was the best show of the week of the WWE brands. So
that's gonna be hard to top, man. With what NXT did. Are we gonna have some interesting stuff Christmas with John returning? Roman gonna be in the building, and is John back or just gonna be here to collect a paycheck?
I'm hoping he's just there and gone. Like I really don't want him back for WrestleMania season. I don't want him in the Royal Rumble. You know, I don't want freaking Cena back. So do your shit on Christmas and then get the fuck back off my TV.
And Matt will go see Ferdinand.
No, I won't.
That's going to do it for this edition of Lost the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Make sure you search for Lost the Midcard, hit that subscribe button, that way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Thursday and most Mondays after a WWE pay-per-view. You can also subscribe to us on that YouTube thing that kind of may take off someday. And the links to all that are on our Facebook page, another platform that may take off someday. Facebook.com/LostToTheMidcard. It's in our pinned post there. Our pinned tweet also has the subscription links, and we also share a lot of the great stuff from the wrestling world. At LITMC Podcast, Matt is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. I'm on the Twitter at JBHuskers. Give us a follow as well. And before we ride off in that sleigh and enjoy some Christmas fun, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
I really don't think we're gonna have another show until then. Until then. So for now, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Yeah, I think we will probably take off next week and come at you. As most likely, Raw and SmackDown are probably not going to have anything major happen on the Christmas and day after shows. So we'll probably come out at you the first Wednesday of the year, which I believe is the 3rd. So we'll take next week off. You guys have a good Christmas, a good New Year's. Matt, have a good Christmas and New Year's.
Same to you, pal.
And so enjoy the holidays. Be safe, kids. And we'll come back at you here in a couple of weeks.